Stanley. How many of you in this room own some sort of pet? According to the article, evidence in long-term effects of pet ownership on human health states that a pet is an animal kept for amusement or companionship. This could be a dog, a cat, a fish, a bird, a guinea pig, anything like that. Today I want to tell you about all the benefits of owning a pet versus not owning a pet. Many people in this room either know somebody that has a pet or actually owns one themselves. I originally became interested in this topic because I have a dog of my own, and although he's incredibly irritating and a lot of trouble, I don't know what I would do without him. And it started making me wonder, like, what are all the benefits of owning a pet? So let's look at the problem. Okay, not everyone owns a pet. These pictures are of people who don't own pets. Like, granted, some of them are cartoons, but it's just to show you an example of how people feel when they don't own a pet, and they're totally jealous of everybody that does. Like this little girl, she's sitting there wanting a cat or something like that. Like, I don't have anybody to play with. It's really sad. Okay, according to the article, Living with Animals Brings Happiness, approximately 2 in 5 Americans do not own a pet. So this graph that I made for you, the 2 frowning faces are the people that represent who do not own a pet, and then the 3 smiley faces are people who do own a pet. There are a lot of people that are affected by not owning pets. The general public, which is this picture right down here, there's lots of different people, different ethnicities and whatnot. According to the article, the pet affect health-related aspects of companion ownership. Owning a pet increases your overall health. So everybody, there are lots of benefits, and it helps. Also, according to the article by Mary and William Banks, physical separation from loved ones, so this elderly guy right up here, elderly people are really affected by this. Physical separation from loved ones, such as when a family member moves to a new community, can precipitate loneliness. This basically means that, like, elderly people, like a spouse has died or something, and they're living by themselves, and like grandkids don't come and visit often because they're all playing with new technology and whatnot. And they often like live in homes and stuff like that. They're really lonely, and makes them really unhappy, and they tend to not live as long because of this. So, like, just by getting a little fish or a dog or something, their life will be incredibly better. Also, children with emotional trauma or psychological issues are helped with animals as well. So like this kid right here, like, he's really crazy and stuff. Just pretend right now because it's just a picture. So basically, a lot of kids like have issues and stuff like that, and they're really angry, and they go into like raging monster mode and stuff like that. According to the article, Conceptual Framework for Animal-Assisted Therapy, in a matter of 30 minutes, kids that are not stable go from a raging monster, like this kid, to a very happy, smiling child. This is done because dogs or cats or any other sort of animal helps the child refocus and get back into the game and like meet where they need to be. Okay. There are several negative effects of not owning a pet. According to the article, Animal Therapy Without an Animal, people tend to have a shorter lifespan. There's a lot of information going along with that. They also have a lower immune system, so people will tend to get sicker a lot more often. They also have higher blood pressure issues. They have higher stress levels because they don't have a little animal to go cuddle with when the world is falling apart. They also have higher anxiety and depression rates because of this. A lot of stress. A lot of people have anxiety because of all the stress in the world and stuff like that. This either causes them to be depressed and whatnot. And by having an animal or some sort of pet that will help them along with the process, they can like not be as stressed and have a happier life. They also have higher rates of loneliness, especially in elderly people, as I mentioned earlier. Okay. Any non-pet owners may experience any or all of the negative effects of not owning a pet. Now you sit there and you may be asking yourself, how can I avoid all these nasty side effects? Living shorter lives and higher blood pressure and higher anxiety rates and depression. Well, here you go. Own a pet today. Now there are several ways you can do this, and depending on your preference, I've given you several options. One of these ways is there's an adoption shelter in Kansas City called Wayside Waves. And they have like cats and dogs and other little animals, and you can rescue them and save life. and whatnot. Also, there's Petco in Lee Summit and other local pet stores where you can buy like fish and birds and or like little iguanas and frogs and other animals and whatnot, and it's really great. As well as Walmart. Okay, so you're like, Walmart sells all sorts of stuff. They also sell fish, so that's really good. And they also have in the parking lot a lot of times people give out free animals and stuff, so you just show up to the parking lot and boom, you're good to go. So that's really good. Despite the trouble of owning a pet, it can be done. If your building does not allow you to own pets, or you're sitting there like, yeah, I can't own a dog, I can't have a cat, there are other ways to get around this. You might look into the rules of this. I know people living on campus, you can have fish, so that'll help you along the way, like until you can get into a place where you can actually own other sorts of animals. As well as you're like, I'm allergic to everything with fur. I'm allergic, I can't handle pets, make me sneeze and whatnot. There are ways to get around that. They have special breeds where they're hypoallergenic and stuff, so it's for people who are allergic to things, as well as like fish and like other non-fur animals as well you can get. By owning your own pet, you will increase your physical and mental health. All these people up here have their own pet, and look how happy they are. You just look at that little boy with his little bunny thing. It's so good. And this lady playing with her dog, and that little child has a friend to play with now. And it's, I don't know why you wouldn't want to have a pet. Okay. Without a pet by your side, you will live a lonelier and shorter life. I don't know about you, but I like to live for a long time. That sounds like a plan to me. So remember that there are several disadvantages of not owning a pet, and go out and own a pet today.